It is this physical part of it. Like, does the brain fire when you're playing a video game? Does the brain get excited? Your body, things rush through, the endorphins and dopamine, all this. I mean, yeah, there's a physical part of what we're talking about here. So we don't want to be people who are like, well, it's just purely a spiritual problem and you know, or emotional problem or whatever. We want to be people who say, yeah, there are spiritual components, physical components, emotional components. I mean, you know, different aspects in all of addiction that we want to be comprehensive in our approach.
And you know what's really interesting is that if you really think about it, if we don't understand that we need to be more comfortable talking about the biological, physical part, you need to realize that it's actually a way into the discussion when it comes to the secular world, because they actually develop therapies all surrounding the biological, the physical, right? But it's really interesting, none of them deny a spiritual component to it. Right? So that's your inroad. If you could talk about, we're gonna acknowledge that there's a physical part, you know, to this, but you know what? Let's talk about the spiritual part, because the other side, right? If we're gonna separate the two, our side against their side,
right?
Their side wants to overly emphasize the biological part, but then they'll subtly say, but yeah, you know, you really need to. And that's where you got them. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to present it like that, like, gotcha, you know, but really it is, because it's like, here you guys are saying science, right? Physical, biological, medication, and professional, you know, secular, but you're acknowledging a spiritual. So what spiritual program are you talking about? And then that's when they'll want to stop the conversation. Well, you know, we're not going to go there. Go over here where they'll tell you about spirituality. And, you know, that's where you really, as a Christian, a biblical counselor, that's where you really have something to talk about.
That's right. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, I see so many holes in their approach. And I hate to pit us against them, but we understand we're dealing with this from a very unpopular, unrecognized approach that is really the only way into heaven. It's through Jesus Christ.
Right.
So we're bigger than, I mean, we're not just getting people sober. We want that. We want them to have a relationship with Jesus Christ, which is so much more.